Hey, what's up, guys? Joker here for episode 71 of TGW. This week I'm being joined by Rooster, who's done the show a couple times, and also one of our moderators is going to be our community guest this week, Neo Voodoo Child. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, Joker?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Not much, not much. So yeah, Rooster's actually having some Skype difficulties with Windows 10 because Windows 10 is being Windows 10. Yeah, what's going on over there?
Oh no, it's hold on, give me a second.
I like the picture. It's perfect.
Yeah, no, it's perfect, isn't it?
I had to
Skype is just
I had
being.
to find something suitable.
But is it big enough? Is it big enough?
No, Skype is just being a bit
Maybe.
relentless with me.
Oh, what's your YouTube URL, by the way, Neo? Because I didn't have it before.
It should be Neo Voodoo Child with the little fancy C for
No, but
channel.
do you have a URL?
Yeah, just no, right now, no.
Okay. Well, if you get me the URL, I can put it in for the description for after the episode's over.
As soon as we go off, I'll send that to you.
All right, cool. Yeah, if you guys search Neo Voodoo Child, you can find his channel. And Rooster's his channel is Cooked Up Canary. If you want to go check him out. What kind of videos do you do, Neo?
Right now, I'm doing a lot of technology videos, mostly budget build videos, parts list. But I actually started doing some gaming initially, and I'm transitioning from a gaming channel into a Czech channel. So, kind of a bit of both gaming and tech right now.
Word. And Rooster is pretty much the same thing. Yeah, you're getting back into doing some more tech now.
Yeah,
I was just
Repeat
saying. I was just saying. Yeah, you're getting back into doing more tech, and you're also doing the tech also over on Tech Syndicate too.
that's kind of on the fence right now, but yeah, I've been doing that with Logan lately, on and off. But as for my own channel, yeah, just some random gaming stuff, but I got to get back more into a few PC builds, maybe some tutorials, a little more stuff regarding tech overall, not specifically computer stuff, because I kind of want to branch out and just touch whatever suits my fancy, if you will, regarding tech. Want to do some car stuff in the near future is actually what I want to do.
Dude, I was like never into cars, but like now that I just got this car recently, now I like want to always like look at stuff for this car. Like even though it's like a Buick, I'm just like, what can I get to put in this car? Anything that I can just upgrade or add to it. I look at it just like building a computer. Like if
I was about to say, yeah.
If I can add more, then why wouldn't I?
Oh man, I love my Buick, dude. Buick is a sleeper company. The cars are actually pretty well made and they're fast.
Yeah, they are pretty damn fast. I was like sitting next to a Mustang today at a red light, and I was just like, I bet I could take him. 'Cause it was like an 02 Mustang, so I was like, he's got some years on me, but
Oh, you got that one
I
easy.
was like, yeah, I got the V6, so like I don't know, I think this V6 might be a little bit better than his, if he's even got the V6. But yeah, any tech pickups for you guys this week? Any new exciting tech you want to show off? Well,
I
Bruce
would
won't be able to show it off,
Skype.
but he could talk about it. You could talk about it.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, I'd love to show it right now. Freaking Skype can stop being a harlot. But anyway, no, I got it's a company I've dealt with before, Perix. They're out of Germany. And I just got a keyboard from them the other day, a new mechanical keyboard, new SKU of theirs that,
How do you spell
it's on the
it?
market. It's on Amazon. It's a
do you spell it?
PX5100.
How do you spell the keyboard brand? Is it Parix?
Perixx, Perix.
Parix keyboard.
And if anyone wants to find the SKU, it's a PX5100 is the SKU of the keyboard. If you want to check it out. It looks like, well, I don't know, not to get into too much detail and harp on it too much, but yeah, I'm going to check it out. Looks like their new installment of mechanical line of keyboards of theirs, but they're not using cherry switches, it looks like, anymore. So I'm not sure how I feel about it. I gotta put it through the paces for the next week.
What is it using? Is it using Kale or some other unknown switch?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's got this little emblem at the bottom of the key. It says G. I'm like, Romer G? What's that G mean? What?
Yeah.
No.
You guys remember Romer G, the Logitech
yeah.
Romer G switches?
Yeah, they're still
So
using those things.
yeah, but I don't think that's what it is. Why would they be using Romer Gs? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's just another switch type. I believe Logitech licenses from someone. Yeah. Pretty sure.
Well, I don't
think they
know, but I'm
manufacture
saying it has the
themselves.
letter. It has the letter G on it. I don't know if that specifically denotes Romer G because I don't know who uses that. But I don't know. It could just be a ripoff one. I have to find out.
Maybe.
Perix is a pretty decent company. I actually have their Avagio 9020 sensor on my mouse, And the thing was like $12, and I've had it for at least 2 years now. It's performing pretty well.
Oh, the Avago, yeah, I know.
Yeah, they have the Perix MX600 mouse. It's a pretty low-end mouse, but the company's based in Germany, and they get most of their parts from Germany, and then they're out of China manufacturing. But I've ordered stuff from them for years. Perix is pretty legit, man.
That's a pretty slick looking keyboard. I'm looking at one of their keyboards right now. They're pretty slick. I like that they're kind of minimalist. They're not like, it doesn't seem like they're over the top with the RGB and the shape, gamer shapes and stuff.
Yeah, if you look at the PX 5200, that one looks more curated, and it's very solid. It's the one that I have right here. I don't know if you can even hear that.
I have the PX 5000. I'm looking at and I like the look of that one. It's got like
that one's sharp.
WASD. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, I know they got decent stuff. Yeah, so I got to take a look at it.
Nice. How's the build quality on it?
Well, the one they sent me, the PX 5100, it's solid. It's a little more slim and a little more, I want to say, it's a little more stripped down. So I'm not sure if they're meaning for it to be a replacement of the last one they made, or if this is more of a dulled down version, especially because of the different switches, which are not Cherry.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to hear back from them regarding that. Because if this is supposed to replace the one that they had before, then they're doing it wrong. They're gonna hear from me about that. I was like, If it's gonna be 30, 40, maybe $50, okay, maybe. But if this is supposed to replace the other one, no, you're doing it wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, understandable. What about you, Neo? Did you get any tech pickups? Anything new you want to show off?
Actually, my monitor died a few days ago, so I found an IPS panel, 21.5-inch HP, and it was $79. So I'm waiting on that on the mail. It should be here in a few days.
Word. Nice.
I can't show it to you yet, but I'll probably do a video on it pretty soon, just to compare an IPS to a TN and see what an actual low-end IPS compares to a low-end TN, if there's much of a difference at all.
Yeah. The only thing I got new was I got the webcam I'm using right now, but unfortunately I have to send it back. Creative sent me out their new Sense 3D webcam, which has like the Intel RealSense in it, which is supposed to do like motion tracking and background removal with an actual hardware solution. But unfortunately, none of the features were working for me. I'm using it right now, and it works good like this. I think it's a pretty good looking webcam, but it's all of like the advanced features that would make it like worth $150, like none of them are working right now in the drivers, at least with OBS.
Wait, which webcam is this?
The Creative Sound Blaster X Sense 3D. It's using the Intel RealSense hardware, it's like one of the first webcams actually using that.
Interesting.
It's like it looks like a mini Kinect, honestly, and that's the technology in it is kind of similar to a Microsoft Kinect.
Have you seen? I think actually, the Linus crew did a video. I think that's the latest C9 30 something, C9 40, 50.
Yeah,
something?
I just did a video on that like last week. That's what I was getting ready. I was getting ready to compare that with this webcam.
Oh, yeah.
The 922 Pro.
Yeah, the C922.
Is that it?
Yeah, it's basically just a very marginal step forward from the C920, which is already really good. This basically adds in, 60 FPS at 720p, which I like, and also, what's it called? The background removal, but with the software, which works okay. I guess. I was expecting the Creative to blow it out of the water since it's a hardware solution.
Yeah.
Versus the Logitech, which is on the software side, but yeah, the hardware is not working with OBS, so. I mean, if the background removal tool is not going to work with, like arguably the most popular streaming software, OBS, then who's going to use it?
If you want to compare the C920 to the 922, I'm actually on the C920 right now. So this is a C920, and then Joker, you should be on the C922, correct?
No, I'm using the Creative right now. I got to send it back like tomorrow. They just sent me like a label so I could send it back because I told them like, look, if it's not working with OBS, then what's the point of this?
You have a lot more clarity. You have a bit more contrast than last time, so it seems to be working a lot better.
I actually do think that just in a raw battle with the C922 or the C920 versus this in a 1080p 30 FPS video, I actually think this is looking a little bit sharper. So
it does.
Yeah, I would actually like to continue using it because I think the webcam is actually really good. It's just the advanced features that would really make this worth the $150 they're charging for it. Because otherwise, right now, I mean, if it's just a really good 1080p webcam that does also 720p 60 FPS, then I wouldn't really feel comfortable recommending it for more than like maybe $80 or $100 tops.
Exactly, $80.
Yeah, that's the one. It's that extra $50 on there, which is really covering the Intel RealSense stuff that's in there. That's supposed to make it like above and beyond. So that stuff's not working. So can't really review it based on that.
Just the hassle of setting up a green screen and buying one. The camera's probably totally worth it if it actually would work.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be worth it if it actually worked, but it's just not working perfectly right now. So I'm hoping that they maybe get the drivers, matured a little bit, and then I can look at it at a further down the road once they get it fixed. But yeah, right now it's just not working out right for me. Other than that, nothing too much. I got some more parts coming for the Glorious build. I did the motherboard painting yesterday, which, man, so many people gave me some hate on that, for just all sorts of random stuff, for my painting techniques down to just not liking the color. It's all right, man, whatever. It's my first time doing it. I tried. Wanted to take the board and make it look custom.
I think an easy way to fix it would be to just put a little bit of red in that yellow on the heatsink, maybe at the top, a little red line, tie it in with the red motherboard, and it looks pretty good, man. For your first time, it actually, on camera, it looks great.
Yeah, I think that's what I said. I was like, honestly, at the end of the day, once it's inside the build, where it's going to be pretty dark anyway, I think the colors are going to pop and really go with the cables and everything. So I was don't judge it until you see the finished product. Just sitting outside the case right now, it looks it's like it's clashing with that red. But once it's in a dark case with yellow RGB lighting, with yellow cables and everything, all of that stuff, those colors are just going to pop.
Yeah, the RGB will really make or break that.
Yeah, I think it's going to look good. Yeah, Metal Jeff agrees. He said it looks sick. I think it looks sick too, bro. It's going to be PC Master Race gloriousness.
Yeah, I saw that picture. It looks pretty good in my opinion. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I could have done better, I think, with the what's it called, the layers and stuff. People were right about that. I rushed it a little bit and kind of put some of the layers on a little bit too thick. But I really don't spray paint that often. It's
a learning
the second time
curve,
in my life
man.
I've ever even spray painted something.
No, hey,
Joker.
Joker, did you do some high dynamic range on my picture there? The colors on my feathers are really popping out.
Yeah, no, I think that's just the bokeh.
That's the bokeh?
Yeah, the bokeh in the background, yeah.
That's a really good picture of me. Thank you.
It's a pretty nice cock, man.
Nice.
Oh no.
It's very shapely. It's got a nice curve to it. It's a good head. You're really in bloom.
NGB in the chat says, "Is Bad Seed Tech my dad?" No, unfortunately not. Bad Seed would be an awesome dad, though.
He very well may be.
Yeah.
I think we're actually close to the same age, believe it or not.
Oh yeah.
I got the Benjamin.
How old are you, Nia?
I got the Benjamin Button syndrome. I'll be 32 this year.
Really, you do look very young for your age.
It's the C920, man. It's the advanced features.
But you definitely do have a bassy voice. I don't know. I'm gonna have to battle with you and Rooster for the battle of the bass today. You guys are both pretty boomy.
My mic sucks though, man. Rooster's got that legit gear over there. I can't compete on that level.
I think your mic sounds good.
I'm using a piece of crap headphones right now, so.
This is the old Samsung Meteor mic. It's about $60. You can get it at B&H Photo.
Well, dude, it sounds good.
It's a little tiny thing, but I like it because it's shiny.
Yeah, I had looked at those a while back when I was shopping for one of my first mics, and I went up getting the blue Snowball instead. But I was looking at that Samsung. Yeah, it's one of the ones I had looked at.
Snowball is definitely the way to go. If you're a streamer out there and you want to get the cheapest mic, grab a Snowball. It will not let you down.
Well, that thing sounds pretty good, man. It's pretty good. But anyway, let's get into our first topic here over on The Verge, talking about the PC industry is now on a 2-year decline. This is according to analyst firm Gartner, who noted a 5.7% in the third quarter of 2016, bringing it down to 68.9 million units shipped for that quarter. So it's been declining every quarter for the last 8 quarters. So over 2 years, the PC market has been declining, and that's even, that's mostly OEM stuff. I don't think they're really talking about, enthusiast hardware, because I think that's one of the areas that actually is still continuing to thrive.
Yeah, isn't
here.
enthusiast hardware doing better than it's ever done?
I believe it is. Yeah, I think I saw something. We talked about this a while ago on the show, and
it was a few episodes back.
Yeah, it was quite a few back, but yeah, basically enthusiast hardware was on the rise, but OEMs are on the decline. Even Apple, which had kind of stayed steady and was actually kind of steady and on the rise a little bit compared to PCs. Now even they're seeing a decline as well. So
I think this speaks to the fact that we haven't had a lot of advancements in processors in the last few years. So a lot of people are holding on to used hardware. The used market is absolutely booming right now. Used PCs, used parts. So people are probably just holding out maybe for Zen or for the next iteration of Skylake or whatever's going to happen. Because we've seen IPC gains of 10% for the past 5 years. People are just holding on to those old i7s and not selling their stuff.
Yeah, what do you think about this, Rooster? I mean, do you think I mean, do you think this could eventually hurt us in the PC market as well, like for gamers? Or do you think that'll continue to thrive even if the OEMs are declining there?
I'm not so worried about OEMs, but yeah, I do see the decline makes sense because people are holding on to their hardware. I guess, pun intended, I hold on to my hardware a lot. Sorry. People are holding on to their hardware longer. Oh,
There
God,
goes
this
your
is getting worse.
monetization.
This is getting this gets worse and worse as I elaborate. Anyway, so yeah, people are holding on to the. I still have i7s from my X58 platforms, and those things are still singing, man.
Yeah, why
Those
buy a new
platforms are still
computer?
awesome.
The used market is just booming right now.
Yeah, no, just the other day on Craigslist, or not even the other day, more like 2 months ago, I grabbed an i7 3770, a whole system, an HP workstation. Looks like crap, but the innards are worth $300, and I got it for 50. So why not?
That's a
Yeah,
good
man.
pickup.
Those old processors now, like Sandy Bridge and Ivy Bridge, you can get those things cheap, like real
Yes.
cheap, and they're still really good. Still very fast processors. Yeah, they talked about in here like one of the areas that is seeing a rise is like 2-in-1 devices, which makes sense. People are wanting smaller notebooks, cheaper stuff. I mean, I just did that video on the Acer laptop a couple months ago, the $550 gaming laptop, and like that thing sold like hotcakes. I saw a lot of sales going on for Amazon for that thing, so I think that's true. I think it's definitely
could be
true
a
that people are
factor
wanting
as-
more small form factor stuff.
Well,
could be-
it's. Sorry, go ahead, Neo. Go on.
I was going to say it could be a factor as well that most people are using their phones now as computers. Phones are reaching the point where the processing of a phone is coming close enough to a low-end computer that people are interchanging the two devices. So instead of buying a new computer, people are buying a new phone.
Yeah, and then, that's another thing.
Yeah.
The phones too. I mean, everyone's got phones now. I mean, if I wasn't, a PC gamer, I probably really wouldn't need a computer for that much stuff. I mean, besides like a laptop, and if I wasn't doing this professionally, I probably would just have like a laptop for around the house if I ever had to do anything. But you like something like that for just email and randomly needing to do stuff like for work. You really don't need to upgrade them that often. You can usually hang on to those things for like 5-7 years because it'll be perfectly fine for that basic desktop use. But yeah, hopefully it picks up maybe in the future. I don't know. We could see it pick up and
Probably around.
Sorry, what were you gonna say,
What,
Rooster?
Christmas? No, Christmas is that what you're going to say, Neo?
Exactly. You got me. You read my mind.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, it's been in decline for the past 8 quarters, so that's not really been picking up at that time of the year either.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. No, let's blame Star Trek Next Generation, because if it wasn't for those little notepads that they walk around with, we wouldn't have tablets.
Personal
blame-
communication device.
I blame
Yes.
Linus. Always blame Linus.
It's always his fault.
Let's blame
All right.
I would say let's blame his socks and sandals, but I wear socks and sandals too, so I should shut up.
Yeah, I would definitely wear socks and sandals too. I mean, I usually have pretty cold feet. I wear like socks with slippers, so socks and sandals for sure.
I plead the fifth.
No one wants to see our manly, gangly toes.
You know what? For real, this topic is getting sandalous, so let's stop.
I am. Yeah, it is. So let's get on to Half-Life VR, which may possibly be in the works. There was a patch this past week for Dota 2, and some of the users found in the code some things that would hint to having Half-Life VR possibly in development over time. So I think this is a strong possibility because I know that they've talked in the past about not wanting to do a Half-Life until there was, something innovative really to drive it forward. And a lot of people have rumored that and discussed that VR might be that thing that pushes them to, bring out a new Half-Life game finally. If they were to just do like a remaster or something like the original Half-Life but in first person, do you think that would be acceptable? Would you play that?
I think
Yeah,
that's
I would
actually what they may be doing here. It looks like they found deep in the code some of the characters from the actual first Half-Life, but
Yeah.
they may have just been playtesting using the actual old Half-Life code in the VR setup. It looks like this is a developer thing, so they might not be actually releasing a new game, but just playing around with the whole concept.
Yeah, it'd just probably be internal, maybe.
Very, very well, maybe. But if this were to come out, though, I think this would actually drive me to get a VR headset, whether it be a Vive or whatever. If they were to do this with the original Half-Life, that would be enough for me to get a headset right there. If they gave it the full treatment.
Go ahead.
Graphically, it would be pretty doable. I mean, the original Half-Life, the graphics on that are very low end, so translating it to VR, I could see that happening probably in the next 6 months or so. It wouldn't be a long process. It wouldn't be that hard to develop.
Well, if they decide to do it, and like I said, it's something I would definitely be on board with. If that came out, Rooster, would that be enough to get you to get a VR headset?
Maybe, and I was just thinking about it in this way, being that Gordon Freeman, you know, arguably has a personality, maybe, maybe not. So if you're playing, if you
don't
get,
suggest such a thing. There's no way he has a personality.
Gordon Freeman does not speak.
That's what I'm trying to say, but let me do this right now.
Go ahead.
Everyone has the ability now. If you could jump into VR with Half-Life, you can be Gordon Freeman. You can give him that voice because you're him. You're walking around as him now. Think of it that way. Okay, moving on.
I don't. That's not a game I'm really interested in playing. No, I'm just kidding. I really.
What's the matter? You don't want to.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You don't want to walk into a virtual strip club as Gordon Freeman with your crowbar? Mm-hmm.
No, I definitely do, and I'm not. I'm just kidding. I'm not one of those people that would hung up on him having a voice. I really would not care less if they decided to either modify the original game to give him a voice or develop a new game where he has a voice. That's fine. If that helps them tell the narrative better, then I'm all for it. Sure, it's different from the original, but I'm not gonna get bent out of shape over it. Unless the game is completely broken on launch, then. Sure, then that's something to get upset about, but not giving a character a voice.
I would buy this game just for the VR face suckers, those little monsters that jump out onto your face.
Oh my god, that would be terrifying.
Dude, in VR, that's worth buying the game alone.
Dude, Ravenholm is scary enough.
No, in 1998, when the first game came out, I think I got it late 98, because I believe it was November 98 when the game first came out. Either that or my old man got it for me like in 99, but it was around there. And just installing that game on this old Packard Bell that we had and those freaking face huggers. I mean, isn't that more of an alien term from the movie Aliens, face huggers?
Well, I think they were definitely inspired by that. I can't recall the technical name for it. I know
head crabs. There we go.
There you
go. Is that what it is?
Yeah, but I think so. Anyway, jumping out in a dark room, playing this game for the first time. In freaking 1998. Yeah, it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, man. I remember playing this game because once I got it, it was a nonstop session. I didn't move out of the computer chair until it was done. And I played that thing all through the night with headphones on, full blast and everything in the middle of the night, and it was amazing.
Yeah, Half-Life's one of those games that will suck your soul out for a good 24 hours. You're just in the zone.
Definitely. And I couldn't wait for Half-Life 2. I mean, both of those games were times when I upgraded my computer just to play those games because they were worth it. And I would totally do that again and buy VR just to play a new Half-Life experience. So get on it, Valve. Just go take my money. I want to give it to you. All of it.
That could
Oh, my God. Go ahead. All
right. We're bad. We got bad timing here. That would single-handedly boost a lot of VR PC sales just for that single game. Because like Joker said, I would have to go VR just to play that game. So there's a way to boost the economy right there.
Totes. All right. So speaking of another thing that might boost the economy, Star Citizen. I don't know how that boosts the economy. I have no segue skills.
Oh man! I never paid for the game. It was actually given to me by a viewer. He gave me his account. He just gave it to me. But
I can't handle the flight in the game personally.
It took a bit for me to get used to. I mean, I haven't even played Elite Dangerous yet, but I still want to. But yeah, all this time and all this money, and what was it? They had a Kickstarter or something, right? They had a fundraising campaign, didn't they?
One of the most successful Kickstarters in history.
Yeah, and now it's like, oh, sorry, we're not gonna. No.
Star Citizen to me is like that hot chick you're friends with and you think, oh man, she likes me, she digs me. So you just keep hanging out with her, you keep, thinking you're going to get in there. It's never going to happen. I gave up on Star Citizen long ago. It keeps breaking my heart. So I'm moving on.
I mean, I'm still hopeful for this game to come out, but I had a lot of trouble with mouse and keyboard controls in that game. I don't know if it's better suited for joystick, but I just couldn't get a grasp on the controls. It had to do with the fact that the turret crosshair always seemed to be moving, so I could never keep track of the center of my ship because that kept kind of throwing me off.
I want to start a new hashtag right now. Everyone listening, hashtag Star Citizen is HL3.
It's never come. Well, at least this game has screenshots though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's out, but not really.
Yeah.
Well, right now it's only they're saying the single player is being basically delayed indefinitely. So that doesn't mean it's going away forever. It just means that they're going to be taking their time to focus on the other components of the game, and they're just kind of shelving the single player for now because they still have some major components still left to work on. They mentioned here in this screenshot, the slide, they said the pathfinding logic, full animation integration, improved combat logic, mission system integration, and enhanced fight AI. So those are major components that if those are not working properly, then the single player is not going to be very enjoyable, which otherwise looked very impressive. I mean, I've seen some of the cutscenes and the voice acting that's going into work, like the full motion capture and all that looks incredible. So
Yeah, these are some pretty serious hurdles here. It looks like it's all AI-based programming, and that, if you've ever worked on AI programming, the debugging alone, this could take years and years to get the logic right on combat, enhanced flight AI. I don't know about Star Citizen. Don't get your hopes up.
I'm still hopeful that they will get this game finished, but it's just going to take a little bit longer. This was originally promised for 2016, the Squadron 42, the single player portion of the game. Now they're talking about possibly in the future they'll just push out one one mission or one chapter of the game that'll be fully polished and finished, which I guess when they're talking about that, it sounds like that might come sooner rather than later, so that just they can get something single player out there into the player's hands. So that's something I'm hoping that maybe we'll get to at least see that one mission in 2017, as well as, obvious development improvements to the open world experience that players can already get on now. I mean, you could already get on there and go mess around in the game world and stuff and fly your ships around and things. So
it does say the game as a whole be developed, should be done within a year or two. So if they have 2 more years to finish it, they probably are right on schedule. That doesn't actually seem too bad.
Yeah, and one of the big things they mentioned in here, which has held them back really, is CryEngine, which I kind of feared from the beginning. That engine I've never felt was very optimized. Even Crysis 3, felt like even though the game looked good, I didn't feel like a lot of the performance hits it was justified by its looks. It just felt like it was a very sluggish engine. I've never really played a truly optimized game on that engine, so they've basically had to rewrite this engine from the ground up in order to be able to handle things like player-to-player combat. It's just been a massive undertaking, and they even suggested in here that it may have been quicker to just start and write a new engine from scratch. With new versions of CryEngine implementing Vulkan, are they going to be able to switch over to that stuff? Because they've been working on this game for ages, before DX12 and Vulkan was even in the forefront here. So they are still working on old DX11 tech.
I wonder how butthurt Linus is, because he was all that. Oh, wait, was it Linus or was it Luke? I think Luke was the one that was really fanboying over Star Citizen.
I believe that was Luke.
That was
Luke.
Luke. It was actually Luke. I wonder how he feels now.
I still think the enthusiasm is justified for this game. It still looks absolutely incredible, and I think once it is finally finished, it is going to be amazing. It's just going to take a little longer than people had expected, and it's a massive undertaking. So I'm understanding, to what's going on with this game, and I just want them to deliver it when it's finished and actually working. I'm okay waiting for a couple years. I plan on being on this earth for quite a while longer. So I can wait. I can wait. I waited for GTA 5 long enough. I can wait for this.
Well, what I want, this is what I'm going to tell you what I want. It doesn't matter. It's not a specific game, but it's just the feat of reaching the point where where you can quite literally explore any freaking, square inch in a game, in the game world. Like let's just take GTA 5, for example. If you have the ability to go into every single building, inspect every little single object, go into every room, interact with quite literally nearly everything in the game, that's what I'd love to see one day. I don't even care if the graphics are not all that great. If the immersion, or rather the interaction, is there, and I can just walk into a building and like an elevator works, I can open this door, I can go inspect whatever square inch of the game that I want and have it be a true, legit sandbox like that or something.
Yeah, do you remember back?
But the thing is, once that happens, games are going to be like a terabyte in size because of all that data.
Oh, and they're already getting up there in size, man. I think
It's going to be like several terabytes in size now because of that.
If you remember,
I had that story about Modern Warfare. I don't know what happened to it. I lost it. I need to find
Wait,
that.
Neo, you're going to say something. Where was it? What?
Yeah, if you remember back in the early 2000s, they had a whole thing where the PlayStation had these games that had completely destructible environments, where every wall, every building, every brick, every single inch of the map could be demolished to the ground. I'd like to see that in some of these new games where, any wall, any floor, any piece of furniture, anything at all is destructible. Everything is interactable, kind of like you're saying there.
You know what I want? I just want a new Getaway game. Did you guys ever play those? Back on the PS2 or the Xbox, Getaway 1 and 2? No.
No,
Oh man, amazing games. English British Mafia games.
I'll check that out.
That's where I want the next GTA to go. They need to go back to England. They haven't been there since they were a top-down game. Need to go back to that. But you guys were just mentioning the install size. I had accidentally got rid of this topic. I don't know how that happened, but it was about the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Modern Warfare remaster. The full install they're saying on the PC is going to be 130 gigabytes.
Wow.
These games are just getting bigger and bigger.
That's like 25% of the entire hard drive. That's 1/4 of the hard drive.
Well, depending on which hard drive you have, yeah.
That's
if
crazy.
If you have an SSD, it's going to be eating up.
I mean, I have a 960 gigabyte SSD for my games, and like that thing is always like teetering on the verge of being full. Like it's getting to the point now where I'm having to remove things in order to make way for new games, which is mental.
No, I still have. Actually, I have my Steam library on a external drive because I'm complicated, so I can just move it around wherever I want.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have one of those. I wanted to get one of those the caddies for the HyperX. Those things are blazing fast, man. I couldn't believe how fast the things are over USB 3. It's so fast and consistent.
Oh yeah, but not even just USB 3. I really want to get some external USB 3.1 stuff and just move around with that. Yeah, that's what I'd like.
Yeah, I need to get one of I'm hoping to get one of like a new motherboard eventually at some point that'll have that kind of stuff because my board right now doesn't have like a USB Type C or 3.1. Any of that fast.
Or you can get an add-in card if you want. Why not just get an add-in card? Put it on the PCI Express bus.
Yeah, I could do that. It's something I could do maybe. If I could find one a black PCB at least, it has to match everything.
Right, exactly. I know it's going to ruin your aesthetic.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm interested in an NVMe add-in card. I've actually been looking at some online.
Yeah, I wanted to get one of the Intel ones.
Oh yeah, I would love that.
I really like one of the Intel ones. Intel, hit me up. Speaking of Intel, though, next we got some Gigabyte bricks. They're little mini systems, basically. These are not complete systems. You still have to put in your own memory and storage and operating system to finish out these builds. But what's interesting about them is that they are shipping with Kaby Lake processors. So that would kind of hint to me that now that we're seeing some OEM-based systems shipping, that we're probably going to be seeing the desktop parts fairly soon, which I am excited about. I'm really looking forward to the new i7 upgrade the test system. The things look really fast.
Yeah, I think Zen and Kaby they're about lined up for about the same release, supposedly.
Ooh.
I'm looking. Well, I think I don't know. It looks like Kaby Lake might be coming a little bit sooner. I think we might see Kaby Lake before the end of the year. I don't know. That's my prediction. I think we'll see it before the year is out on Kaby, and I think Zen will be early next year, like January, February, around like CES time. But I don't know. I could be wrong. It's based on seeing this. Like that's why I kind of think it's coming sooner rather than later.
Yeah, what I really I'd love to try bricks out as far as just see how it holds up. I mean, I'm sure it holds up fine, but depending on how, I guess how much I want to push it. But what I'm referring to is a home theater PC. Just put that behind my TV.
Oh yeah.
Definitely, just have everything wireless. A wireless dongle for the keyboard, or game controllers or whatever, and just turn into a nice little system back there that I don't even have to see. Less clutter.
This thing is pretty impressive. It looks like it's got 4 threads running at 3.5 gigahertz, and we've got the 620 HD graphics. Now that's going to be a Firestrike score of about 1200, so you can do a little bit of light gaming with this thing. This actually is not bad at all. The i7 only consumes 15 watts as well, so this will be perfect for a mini theater system. And it's going to put out a Firestrike score that is pretty respectable.
I think it was a bricks actually. Maybe not. Maybe it was a Zotac little thing. I think it was on someone else's channel, but I think it had a full size 960 in there or something.
That was a Zotac.
It was the Zotac one. Darn it. Okay.
I believe I saw.
I thought it was a bricks one.
Yeah, well, these things even with the HD graphics 620 should actually be pretty respectable. I mean, you could definitely put this on a theater PC and play something like CS:GO, even if you do like a Linux box with it. That's probably what I would want to do. I'd want to do like a home theater Linux box or something. I think that'd be pretty sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd love to dick around with one of those. Those look pretty nice.
Yeah, they look fun. I'd like to mess one with them as well. Next, what?
Reading chat here is just ridiculous. It's
What's
funny.
happening? What's happening in
I'm,
chat?
We got a
I'm
good chat
amused.
tonight.
Yeah, we got a good chat. We have what I call a nice balance of intellect and swill.
Yes, they're saying that kid. They were calling Neo a kid, and he's 32. That's what I said too. I thought he was like 19. I was like, oh, he's like 19. He's like home from college, maybe. I don't know. No, he's 32. Same age as me. Same age as me. How old are you, Rooster?
Oh, that's a mystery. I'm sorry.
Oh, I could by your beard. I would have
No,
to by
I'm sorry.
by
I
the
can't-
length
I
of
know.
by the length of your beard. You got to be at least 50.
The
there's
beard's
no way-
gone. You know that, right?
Oh, the beard is gone.
Dude, I was on the show 2 shows ago. It was gone. You missed it?
I saw you wearing the fake beard so that you could bring it back.
Oh yeah, that was a joke, and it was totally misinterpreted. Because here's okay, I'm going to address this.
I know
one time.
I know that it was misinterpreted, but when I saw it, I interpreted it that way too, and I was just like, oh, I know what he means, but that's so going to be taken the wrong way.
I know. It's a little too soon. It was a little too soon because what happened was everyone's complaining that my beard is actually gone because the whole Agent Beard thing. Everyone's complaining. It's like, oh, it sucks now. So I'm just like, okay, let me get a beard. And I'm like, oh, that's right. He wore one years ago.
Yeah, I got to sneeze. I'm working on this. At you. Oh, that came suddenly.
Bless you.
Oh, Rooster's my daddy. Call me
he
later.
very-
I don't
he
know.
may
If
be. Oh man, I just had a little sneeze there. All right, so anyway, Lizard Squad and Poodle Corps as well. Looks like two of the main members there, Zachary Bukta from Maryland and Bradley Jan Willem van Rooy. That's a hell of a name there from the Netherlands. Both got busted. Two members of Lizard Squad and Poodle Corps. Poodle Corps was kind of like a spin-off, I guess, of Lizard Squad, doing some things. They
Poodle.
Yeah.
Well, that means it's why Poodle Corp, man.
You
Just call
remember
it
Poodle
MLP.
Corp?
well,
Just
Poodle Corps a
call
couple
it
months ago.
MLP.
Well, dude, a couple months ago they had taken down some YouTubers a while back, and also Lizard Squad had taken down the Battlefield 1 beta, and they had threatened to do the launch of the actual game as well. So they're saying that maybe now that won't happen, I guess, which will be good for people wanting to play Battlefield. Hopefully, no more DDoS attacks on our servers. So I know Overwatch was another one that had been getting hit a lot by these guys. So yeah, just hopefully these guys this kind of stuff stops. It's just silly. I don't know what they really hope to gain by, DDoSing servers like for games. Like really, it's pretty childish.
You remember Poodle Corps a few months back? They actually got Linus's channel and they got
Yeah.
Watch Mojo and just did a bunch of changes to the titles of the videos.
Yeah, and Boogie2988, Leafy, a bunch
Yeah.
of them all got
But I think what this whole article is about is they actually have a website where you can go and you pay a fee and then they call and harass somebody over the phone. And this is what really got them in trouble. It looks like they're looking at a 10-year sentence for this, which in my opinion is a little bit draconian. I mean, that's a long time. When you're 19 years old, 10 years is your entire life. I mean, you're going to be 30 when you get out. But at the same time, they have to make an example of stuff like this because this occurs so often. If you were to prosecute each individual hacker with the appropriate sentence, it would be too small and you'd have too many court cases. So they're going to grab these guys, they're going to make an example of them, and it's going to be pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, I usually tend to kind of like lean towards taking the side of computer guys in this just because of being involved in tech and stuff. Usually, like if I watch documentaries, I usually feel bad for like the hackers and stuff. But in this case, where it is actually impacting something that I do and try to enjoy a game, and the servers are down because these guys just want to go mess up people's good time, then it starts to get annoying. 10 years is probably a bit much though. That's a really long time to be in jail.
Yeah.
But I guess the way that they look at it is they really just kind of add up the value of the money that they lost, especially when servers get taken down like on Christmas. They did that I think 2 years in a row to like PSN or Xbox.
Yeah, well, it was a Sony
And,
Sony network. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
that,
it's like those days like they make so much money, like hundreds of millions of dollars in sales are lost. So that's how these companies that are going after them look at it, and how they charge them is basically depriving them of that income.
Well, if they had the option to pay back the money, the damages they caused, they could get out of trouble. But the fact that they're broke, they're going to serve the full 10 years.
I
if
think
anything,
they'll probably get out a
they
little
get
sooner.
they get time off for good behavior. That's always going to happen.
Yeah, it's not like these kids are going to go in jail and join a gang and start stabbing people or anything like that. They're probably going to be pretty well behaved and just keep to themselves. So they'll probably get out a little bit sooner.
Think of it this way: it'll be easy for them because all the jails are running on Windows 95 still. They'll have a blast.
There you go.
I'm not sure
We'll be
about.
hacking the library computers in no time.
I'm not sure, but I think the Netherlands doesn't mess around with stuff like this. So the guy from the Netherlands is
No, no,
probably
they
gonna,
don't.
he's gonna get the
They,
worst into this.
You think so?
Yeah, they don't mess around down there.
Yeah. Well, anyway, hopefully this means less DDoS attacks on game servers and stuff, and we can just get back to enjoying games. And sorry for these guys; they got to spend a decade in jail, possibly. That's a really long time. Yeah. All right.
It
So
definitely sends a message out.
next up, I thought this was kind of a fun story. It looks like Microsoft Paint is getting an overhaul, which is definitely long overdue. Yeah. I mean, it's been a long running joke. Like, do you even use MS Paint, bro? And now they're finally bringing an update to this.
I want the old layout. I'm sorry, I like it.
I prefer the old layout too, but some of the things on this look kind of cool. But I don't know, like the 3D motion thing looks kind of interesting.
Well, what I mean is though, I prefer the Windows 95 layout.
Windows 95 layout. You want to go back to the old school?
I used to dick around with that when I was a little kid and like, oh look, I'm making something.
Well, hey, I use like one step up from Paint. I don't use Photoshop. I use Paint.net for doing all of my thumbnails. I love Paint.net. It's open source. You can get loads of plugins.
I think I remember
for it.
that.
It's
Yeah,
awesome.
Paint.net. But I use GIMP for now. I still use GIMP.
Yeah, GIMP all day, every day. GIMP is the way to go.
I've never tried using it. Paint.net is more than sufficient for me. Basically, just taking an image, cropping it, and throwing some text over it. That's really all I do with it. So
GIMP is like the poor man's Photoshop. I think what happened here with Windows is they noticed there were so many pirated copies of Photoshop on Windows 10 computers. They decided they had to do something about this, and they're making like a more fully featured version of Paint where you can actually go in and get something done. Because right now, Paint's pretty much useless.
Yeah, just like the fact that they don't even have like simple things like a lasso tool or being able to put things like strokes around text, like basic stuff like that that's on Paint.net even is just beyond me. Like that's just really basic stuff. I'm not expecting them to have advanced 3D features like Photoshop, but basic functionality for picture editing is needed. Not just drawing pictures for kids, which this kind of reminds me. This does look like it's more for kids to me. This looks like a fun app for someone to use, not really anything for professional use in any way.
I was gonna say it looks fun. It looks fun. I'm gonna go use it.
I was gonna say it's perfect for me.
I just like the chick's hair in the trailer. She's got that like post-apocalyptic look going on, where like just one side of the head is shaved and the rest is still long. It's pretty good. Yeah. Anyway, Shadow Warrior 2. They said no Denuvo DRM. Because they believe that it would make a worse version of the game for legit customers, and I could not agree more. I'm glad to see that they're taking a stand and not using Denuvo DRM.
Yeah, piracy protection's getting out of control.
And it's not even really working anymore. Denuvo's starting to get cracked more and more. Like all the new Denuvo games are all getting cracked. So yeah, it doesn't really work at the end of the day, and we know that if you put out a good game, even if it's just only single player, people are going to buy it, like Witcher 3. Broke loads of sales records, and only single player, totally piratable right from the beginning. No one had to wait to pirate that. But people still chose to buy it because it's a good damn game and they support the developers. So that's all you gotta do is put out a good title.
Some of this anti-piracy software is a lot like spyware in itself. It roots in your system, and you just can't get the stuff out of there.
Yeah. What do you think about DRM though, Rooster? Do you take a stance on this at all?
Kind of indifferent, I suppose. I mean, if it's really, I don't know, if the efforts behind the DRM are really insidious, then sure, then yeah, I don't really support that. But I don't know. I suppose it depends on the situation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't support piracy, but I do support free demos. That was like the joke.
Well, thing is, oh, sorry, go ahead, continue.
No, I was just saying that was the joke I made when Mafia 3 came out because that game got cracked right away. It's like, man, I really can't blame someone if they want to download it and pirate it and see if it runs on their system, and if it doesn't, then get rid of it. And if you do like it and you're going to keep the game, then go and buy it and support the developers. I don't see a problem with that. I know plenty of people that do that. I know there's like a lot of people that say, "Oh, no one does that." Like, yes, they do. Loads of people do that. A lot of people do that shit. So, sorry. What were you saying? What were you saying?
No, go ahead, Neo. Go on. No, it's all right. Go ahead, Neo.
I was just going to say, most people that pirate games like this are never going to buy the game in the first place. Like, they don't have the money to buy the game, or they have no intentions of buying the game. So really what you're doing is you're stopping free publicity. And like Joker said, a lot of people will try the game out. If they like it, they'll go get a legit copy, and they'll give you the money anyway.
Yeah, certainly. And this is, I think this is going to be a pretty good title. They're saying here, optimization-wise, they said a GTX 660 is able to push around 40 FPS on high. So that's a pretty dated, on the lower end of the stack for that 600 series. So I'm expecting newer cards to be able to run this game pretty well. And the graphics
did they
are gorgeous.
did they say what resolution though? That 40 FPS.
I'm assuming
That's true.
I'm assuming 1080p. I don't
Yeah,
think
it
they
should
would
be
be
1080.
facetious like that. These guys seem on the ball.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's 680 by 420.
No, this isn't Ubisoft or Nvidia giving us these numbers here. I kind of trust these guys with what they say.
The GTX 660, that's 1,000 CUDA cores, correct? So that's like a 750 Ti level card. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty low end card. So hopefully this game should be able to run pretty well. I know the first game ran fairly well. It wasn't that graphically demanding, but it still looked very nice. And I'm expecting, and this looks a lot even better from the visuals from what I've seen so far, and the gameplay looks a lot of fun. Gears of War 4, though, they got a patch just yesterday for this. It was a bit of a pain in the neck trying to get it downloaded because just like the download of the main game, you actually need to make sure that your Windows version is completely up to date before it'll even let you download the update. It's really stupid the way that they're implementing everything through the Microsoft Store. And they said that they're still working on server stability, but it's an issue that I've actually been having an issue with the past couple days, ever since it came out on Tuesday to the mass public. Before that, when I was on, the early access because of the Ultimate Edition, me and my friend never had any issues connecting to each other to play co-op in the campaign, but since Tuesday, we've not been able to connect each other to play co-op, which has been really disappointing, and we actually did have the bug they talked about in here. At the end of Act 3, Chapter 5, you have to do, set up defenses and stuff, and basically, if you built any turrets, you wouldn't be able to proceed to the next level because it would still just have them firing in the background forever. So we had to restart the chapter and go back and not build any turrets. That was a fix we had found online in the forums. But it looks like in this patch they did fix that. But yeah, it's just it's not been a perfect launch for this game, but it's been running pretty damn well. Compared to Mafia 3. It's night and day. This has been way better than that, but still a couple little bugs here and there that they need to iron out. I think for the Gears 4 launch. Have either of you been playing it at all?
I have not really jumped much into the Gears of War franchise. I don't have really too much to add in this regard.
Yeah,
but,
I'm on the Rooster train.
That's all right,
Yeah.
guys.
I'm not really a Gears fan. It seems to be more of a casual game to me. But
Oh man, no way! This game is the multiplayer is hardcore, man. It's really tough too.
the
It's definitely-
screenshots are gorgeous.
It's the multiplayer is definitely very skill based, but a different way than a lot of other shooters. It's not a game of aim necessarily. It's more of a game of movement. And you see a lot of people in the chat usually complaining about. They're like, "Oh my god, everyone is running around using shotguns." It's like, yes, where have you been since 2006? This is a game of movement and shotguns.
You guys are using controllers.
Well, you can use a mouse and keyboard or controller, and it's real. Honestly, I've been swapping back and forth between the two and just kind of testing the waters in both ways. And I find the mouse and keyboard to obviously be far superior for aim. But sometimes if I'm going around the map and just using a Nasher, I actually will tend to lean towards picking up the controller because then it becomes more of a game of fast movement, and you just have better control over the movement using the analog stick. In my personal opinion, I think that's in most games that's why you see them being better for like sports games, racing, platformers. It's just if it's a game more about movement necessarily than accuracy, then I will tend to lean towards a controller. And this is one of the first games that's still a shooter that has me leaning towards picking up a controller sometimes in the multiplayer, especially if I am using a shotgun. Just because of how all the movement works in this game. And I've seen a lot of people in the chat on the game. People are always asking, like, hey, what are you guys using, a controller or a mouse and keyboard? And a lot of people are using controllers. Even if they are diehard mouse and keyboard players usually.
Gears has always been a controller game. I think that the advantage of a mouse and keyboard is going to give you that aim ability when you're staying stationary. But like you said, you really want to play this game. You want to kick back on the couch. You want to get your controller and just go at it. It's that kind of game.
Yeah, and it's one, and also even with the controller, when I do have to aim, I don't really tend to have issues with this particular game because, as you mentioned, with being stationary, that is kind of how people usually are if they're shooting. If someone is actually standing still in a position and aiming at you where you need to be firing at them down sights, usually they're standing still in cover just popping up, and you don't really need to be aiming very fast, fast-paced at those targets. And most of it just ends up being, Nasher movement around corners and just blind firing over the corners and diving and rolling and stuff. So with that, it's controller all the way. But I'm not afraid to put the controller off to the side if I pick up sniper or something or bolt hawk. I'll put the controller down and switch over to mouse and keyboard real quick while I'm using that weapon, and then switch right back. It's really not that much of an issue for me to do that, and that's how I've been kind of playing it. But I've been enjoying the hell out of it though. Really good game.
Putting Rooster to sleep over here.
That's because he's maybe not interested in Gears. What about Overwatch? Are you an Overwatch man, Rooster? No, not much. What about you, Neo? Do you play Overwatch?
No, we actually talked about this last time because I get the appeal, but at the same time, when I first just laid my eyes on Overwatch, I'm like, is every game TF2 ripoffs lately? I just don't know.
Maybe.
That's the way I saw it. That's the way I saw it. I was like, no, I don't really want to play it.
I mean, I still see it as an evolution of that type of game. I think this is much better than TF2. I really like this game. I never really liked TF2 all that much, but I like Overwatch. And I kind of lost interest in it recently. I mean, right now they got 20 million players on Overwatch, a lot of freaking people. And right now they're doing like a Halloween holiday event. I went on it earlier today. It was a lot of fun. They redid all of the maps in a Halloween theme, and they're doing Halloween loot boxes. And I like that kind of silly stuff.
Yeah, have you checked this out? It's the first time I've actually had a player versus monster or player versus environment mode where you fight some giant Frankenstein monster. It looks awesome.
Yeah, I did see that went up on there. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm glad that they're doing this, and I hope it's something that they bring back, in the future. I would love to see them add in some type of survival or horde mode to this game. I just think it would lend itself really well, just to the style of the gameplay, and it would be a lot of fun if they put some work into that. It's definitely one of those things. If they did it as a full-on expansion, I'd be willing to pay extra for it if it was done properly. And Blizzard is known to do things really well if they do them. So I hope they do continue to evolve this. And I'm going to try out this event too. Looks a lot of fun.
20 million players is no joke. That is fastly approaching the level of CS:GO.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of people, and it even had surpassed the Koreans for a little while as their top played game. I don't know where it's standing right now, but a couple months ago it was up there as their top game, beating out League of Legends and Dota. And
that's
CS:GO
an accomplishment.
Yep, they don't mess around in South Korea. They only play the good stuff. Last up, though, for our topics here, we've got Seagate launching their 2 terabyte SSHD, and what was interesting to me about this is that they're doing it in a 2.5 inch drive, which it can be really hard to find a 2 terabyte 2.5 inch drive. I think there might be only one other one. I believe it's from Samsung that you can get. And so seeing that they're doing an SSHD now in that form factor is going to be good for notebooks. You're probably going to see a lot of these shipping in notebooks, which will help them out. And also maybe even consoles like the 2 terabyte Xbox One S. Maybe they're rocking one of these in there possibly. Because hopefully they would have something like this. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was looking at the article earlier. Did they say if this is 5,200 RPM or does it be 54 or 72?
7,200.
72.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. Yeah. Because it's very needed. Interesting. It's 2 terabytes and it's 8 gigs of the flash memory in there to give you it intelligently scans your system, so that it knows what you last opened or what you frequent the most. So yeah, it's going to be pretty freaking speedy. I've had an SSHD before.
Yeah.
And it's pretty nifty. So Seagate, if you guys are listening, give me one. Give us all one. Thank you. Bye. I want to check it out.
Yeah, they're saying on game load test 140% faster. That's huge. Because I had tested one of a standard 2 terabyte laptop drive in a system, and I couldn't even load Doom on it. I was like, I had to get rid of this thing and just get rid of an SSD. It was like, there's no way that thing is playing games like Doom.
That 450% faster application load test, that's a pretty incredible claim. 500% faster. I'm actually a big fan of these SSDs, these hybrids. I use them in entry-level builds. If you want to get storage but still have a little bit of speed for boot times and for gaming, these things are the way to go, especially in, like you said, a single drive system like a laptop or something like a console.
Yep. Yeah, I think this will be attractive for people if they have a console and they want to get some faster load times, and it's kind of being sluggish because they probably are using the cheaper 2 terabyte drives on those systems. So something like this would probably be a nice little upgrade. And because obviously getting an SSD is a lot of money, and you're not going to see a ton of benefit there on a console with an SSD. I mean, a little bit, but I think this would be more than sufficient for a console for a nice little upgrade, especially if you're running a smaller hard drive right now.
No, an SSD in a console, there's just diminishing return there. It's going to be bottlenecked.
There is certainly diminishing returns there for sure. But that's our last topic, though. If anyone wants to go ahead and fire us any questions in chat, You guys go ahead and put some questions in there for either Rooster, myself, or Neo. And for anyone after the show's over, I will update the links down in the description for Neo's channel. We already have Rooster's up there, but Neo didn't get me his yet, so we will put his down there as well.
We'll get right on that.
If there are any Tech Syndicate questions, no.
But everyone wants an update.
Still too soon.
I'm just kidding.
I'll give you an update. Wait.
Okay, that's exactly what. Hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
That's always my policy. Let's see. Come on, guys. Let's get some questions in the chat here. Yes, South Park episode 4 is on tonight. Can't wait. I think that's going to be hilarious. Oh my God, this season's been amazing. Have you been watching?
No, I haven't lately, personally. No, but
I'm gonna save them. I'm gonna save them all up and watch them, like binge watch them all at once.
Man, I don't know especially during election years, their episodes are always choice, and this season has been just top notch all the way because they do their episodes within 6 days, from start to finish, from like the last episode. So they're always super current. So you can guarantee this week is going to be hitting on everything that happened in the debate this past week. Someone asked how old I am. I already answered that earlier. I'm 32.
Someone keeps wanting me to do a Christopher Walken impression. It's like the 5th time I've read it. Well, sometimes I go out, take a poop for no reason. Wow.
That's pretty good.
Oh.
That's not bad.
Ow, baby. Cowbell. Ow.
Where are you going tonight, Frank? Somewhere exotic?
Is it somewhere exotic,
Yeah, I love how sometimes his voice just raises up for no reason. It's like, I don't know, he just gets really excited mid-syllable.
No, but what he does is when he's really sinister and stern, Christopher Walken's like, your mother and I, we banged. Boom, bang.
Yeah.
He talks like that. He gets like super frickin' just throaty. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I really liked him in True Romance. That was one of my favorite roles with him.
That's what we need in the world. More Christopher Walken memes.
There you go. Someone said, "What Overwatch skins do I want? I want some of those Halloween skins, man. I don't even play Mercy, but I want the witch one that she has. That's the one I want." Have you played BF1 yet, Joker? Yes, I have. I just downloaded it right before the stream, and I loaded it up. I played the first level of the single player, which is on there. And after this stream is over, I'm going to go have dinner, and then I'm going to start benchmarking the final release of the game and see where it stands, NVIDIA versus AMD and all that good stuff. Looking forward to playing that tonight for sure.
Man, it looks absolutely beautiful. It really does look like 1920s in the countryside of France. Like I was checking it out on the live stream. Gorgeous looking game.
Let's see. Rooster, what is your favorite impression?
Oh, someone asked that? I missed it. Okay. Well, actually, no. I was gonna do one earlier. We were talking about Gears of War, and I was trying to slip in. Yeah, you know what grinds my gears?
Hey, Dom, let's get those caltrops repaired. Marcus Phoenix. I've been doing Marcus recently as I've been playing the game. Come on, Cole. That's a good one. Donald Trump's always fun. Gabe is huge. We're going to China. Alec Baldwin totally nailed that on SNL. That was perfect.
That's not bad.
Yeah, he was really good.
No, people have said, funny enough, you did say Alec Baldwin. People have said I sound like Alec Baldwin or what's that guy? No, I'm not going to say Adam Jensen again. I'm not going to do that again. Apparently I sound like him too.
You don't need to do anything to sound like him. You just sound like him by default.
Yeah. I don't know how old he is. If I'm older than him, I got to find out. Then technically he sounds like me.
But someone wants to know our opinion on the Note 7 incident. I've heard it's rather explosive.
Yeah, it's yeah.
It's an explosive news story.
It's a fiery topic.
Yeah.
No
Boom.
Tech questions. I can't answer that right now, guys. Sorry.
Someone wants to do a whole episode with impressions only. That would be rather hard.
Yeah.
This sounds exhausting.
It would definitely be exhausting, and I'd have to get my friend on Schaefer. He does impressions full time. I'd have to get him on. That would be a crack up, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go check out Schaefer Bates, guys, if you want to see good impressions. He's amazing. Let's see. Have anyone ever compared Paladins to Overwatch? No, I've not. Let's see. Anything else here in chat?
Yeah, any tech technical questions, any hardware
Yeah, any
questions?
hardware related questions before we get out of here, guys? Otherwise, we're going to cut the stream a little short. I'm going to go get dinner because I'm hungry and I need a beer. I've got some
Don't
really,
talk to me about them.
I got some really nice Hefeweizen in the fridge.
Good
Shut
plan.
up.
It's got like a very very mild hint of banana, like to the hoppiness. Like there's not banana flavor in it, but
No,
it's just so hoppy. It's got
yeah.
a banana hint to it. It's nice.
The thing about Hefeweizens is banana, clove, and a slight sweetness.
Clove.
Yes, you get clove in Hefeweizens.
Now you have my interest.
Yes.
Yeah, the Hefeweizen. It's not a German one though. It's a local one from Pennsylvania.
Ah,
quite
okay.
nice.
Interesting. What games do me and Neo play lately? I jump in GTA 5 now and then. Still, I've actually I have some older games that I've actually been wanting to play again. I want to play some Fez and some Antichamber, that kind of puzzle, problem-solving game. I like that one.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get back on Portal 2 at some point just to check out the community levels because those are always evolving and getting new ones.
Okay, people are
Let's
going to
see.
be on the. Actually, your turn. Yeah, go ahead.
So I got a question here in chat. Neo, what will you buy first if you're going to build a PC new from scratch? I think you want to get a new motherboard, unless you're going to stay with the same socket and the same processor. If you're going to build a new PC, grab your motherboard first as your first part. And then as far as games are going, I've been playing Fallout 4 actually. I've been experimenting with all the mods that have come out recently. Some of the new mods for Fallout 4 are amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to catch one here. Someone's asking about that 775 to 771 mod for old Xeons. Yeah, it's like a little sticker. Basically, you put on your socket. It kind of blocks out certain pins. So you can drop a Xeon into your 775, presumably only Core 2 Quad or Core 2 Duo motherboard. I haven't personally done that myself, but it is feasible. It does seem to work. So you can drop a nice little Xeon into your old 775 board and get a nice.
Aren't they like $1? I mean, it's pretty cheap.
I don't know. Yeah, you just get the little sticker, and then you can get
Yeah, it's like
little
$1
Xeons for $20-30. Yeah.
And I believe you can actually reverse the process if you want to go back.
Yes, because it's just a sticker. All you have to do is remove it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's basically it's like kind of like a little sticker, like a little bit of with some extra traces on it, and it blocks off certain pins. I don't know, something like that. But AMD and Intel processors. We hope that AMD kicks ass. That's about it, because we need them too.
Let's see.
That's what we
Someone
need.
wanted to know Kaby Lake or Zen most anticipated. I mean, I'm more excited to see what Zen is going to do. I mean, I know exactly
Yeah,
what
so
Kaby
am I.
Lake is going to do. It's going to be,
Yeah.
an incremental upgrade to what they did with Skylake. And Zen there's a lot of questions out there on that one. So I'm anticipating that more just because I'm so curious to see what it can finally do. And
You can look
see the
behind
price and how
me.
it'll match up with Kaby.
You can look behind me and see I'm a certified Team Red AMD fanboy. So I'm waiting on
Yeah,
Zen.
look at that.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
look at
su-
that
I was
red-
I was I was gonna suggest you might be a magician of some sort. You do kind of look like a magician's assistant.
No, the AMD logo is in the mail. It goes right here. It says AMD. It's huge.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, but it's not just that we're hoping it's not that we want AMD's performance in their oh my God, IPC, just their overall technology to show us promise, but we need them to, because Intel is going to monopolize everything. We need the competition.
Oh, yeah, we
Intel
definitely
basically
do.
has no reason. Intel's going to have no real reason to innovate, and they're just going to give us this bullshit 5-10% incremental increase with every release that they do.
Yeah, Intel is asleep at the wheel right now, and AMD needs to
Yeah.
slap them and wake them up.
Yeah, AMD needs another Athlon X2. That's what we need.
Yeah.
And I don't mean literally. I mean that they need to drop that bomb and be like, boom, here
and
you
drive
go.
Intel.
Yeah,
They need to basically make Intel shake in their little boots.
or at least keep them on their toes, because I said this 2 shows ago when I was on here with Brian. AMD does not need to suddenly go Broadwell E territory and kick Intel's ass. It'd be great if they did, but even if they suddenly come out with something with Zen that is right on the toes, right on the heels rather, of the 6700K, then they have a shot. Because they're going to be able to offer borderline 6700K performance at a clearly lesser price, then they have a shot to stick around.
Yeah, very likely.
At least that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wind down the show and get out of here because my dinner is ready and I'm hungry, man. And it's been a long day. So, but thank you, everyone, Rooster for joining, and also Neo. Make sure you guys go check out their channel links. Will be in the description shortly after the show.
Yeah.
Rooster's already up there.
Awesome
those
show,
will be down
guys. Awesome chat. Appreciate the chat.
Yeah. Also,
Thanks
thanks
for,
a lot, chat, and all the moderators in there. Since Neo wasn't in there this week, we were short a man, but he'll be back on duty next week.
I'll be back next week.
But thank you very much for putting my talk on the screen. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. I wanted to do that in the thumbnail, but I just decided to go with it for the profile pic.
The pleasure was all mine.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and get out of here and catch you next week. Ta-ra.